Now, before you start blogging, I do want to say, this does not mean that the thing that you're doing shouldn't be challenging, but you should not hate what you're doing. Welcome back to the Ask a MilFit Show. Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. If you're new here, it means so damn much that you give me just a skosh of your time. Let's hop into today's questions, because I'm a personal trainer, registered nurse, and a behavioral change specialist, and I love answering your questions. I hope you'll drop them down below. Here we go. First one, I thought it was super cool that I found this, and I just think it's rad. Here we go. Skin-toned Band-Aids. It's taken me 45 trips around the sun, but for the first time in my life, I know what it feels like to have a Band-Aid in my own skin tone. You can barely even spot it in the first image. For real, I'm holding back tears. This is something that I've never had to consider, because obviously I am whiter than Casper, but just knowing, like, man, that's always sticking out if I was, you know, a black man. Like, it warmed my heart seeing this, for real. I was like, this is so cool. I think it shouldn't be that difficult, you know, to find the skin color that matches. I just thought it was kick-ass, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put that in the show, because I do what the hell I want while I'm here. Inner strength. Another one of those, I know I should just mind my own business or stop comparing yourself to others kind of questions. And I am definitely the type of person that's going to tell you, yeah, the comparison game is the thief of joy. How are people way stronger than they appear? And I think that this is a good question, to be honest with you. There are high school dudes in the gym that look like they weigh 120 pounds max, skinnier than me, 145 pounds, who can shoulder press 50s for reps with decent form. I could maybe get 40 up on a good day. Is there a technique behind it, such as breathing? My breathing is terrible during my sets, but does that make such a difference? It absolutely can make a big difference, yes. I just want to know if I should be focusing on something else when working out. I usually just listen to music and count my reps, not focusing too much on the breathing technique, or if there is nothing to it. Well, okay, I got what you're saying. Or is there nothing to it? That's just how they are, and that's just how I am. So, without a doubt, genetics absolutely, it plays a role in your baseline of strength. And I think ultimately what you can achieve when it comes to like long-term progression of strength. Now, each individual can absolutely get much stronger than what their baseline is. But when it comes to genetics, there are some people that are just predisposed to be much better at a certain thing than others. If you look at Michael Phelps and the way the man is built, he was built to swim. It's one of the bigger reasons that he's so friggin' incredible at swimming. Not to mention his hard work and all that. I'm not taking anything away from him, but when you have those genetics and you work hard, you have discipline, that's a tough thing to beat. So I think this is a good thing to take a look around and, again, not compare yourself, but to ask the question as to why. Because when I first started poking around at powerlifting and looking, I was like, you know, I look at like strong men like Eddie Hall and Half Thor and all those big dudes, and you're like, okay, they're gigantic dudes. It makes sense that they can lift a lot of weights. But if you look at certain power lifters, they're strong as hell. And they're quite thin. Like, you look at them with a t-shirt on, you're like, do you even lift, bruh? And then you can see people that just focus on building muscle that aren't really that strong. So it really depends on how long has the person been training. And sure, breathing technique can improve that. Are they on anything? You know, what's their nutrition? What's their sleep? There's so many factors, but you can know genetics plays a role. At the end of the day, you can still get stronger without a doubt if you put the work in. So get your ass to work. Last question. Has anyone gone from hating to tolerating exercise? I've tried exercising regularly many times before. Walking, running, swimming, going to the gym, cycling, football, judo. I've done some of them for months and even years, but I've always hated them. I spend the time before exercise thinking that I don't want to do it. I suffer when I do it, and afterwards I'm just tired and complaining mentally about how much free time I wasted doing something I hate. It causes me to be in a bad mood and to be irritated easily. When I stop doing it, I feel great, I feel happy and free again. I know I should have more of a positive mentality about it, but I can't control it. This time I've decided to focus on diet alone, and I'm losing weight with literally zero exercise. It's going well so far, but I know it would be great for my body if I was to be more active. I don't want to sacrifice my happiness and mental well-being though. This is why I'm asking here, was anyone feeling something similar and was able to improve the situation? What worked for you? So I think that this is a huge point to make, that do not do something that you hate when it comes to exercising. I don't think that you should even tolerate something that you don't enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, if you feel it degrades your happiness, if you are just so stoked for it to be over, it's a big sign that it doesn't sound like that's what's for you. And it is cool that you have tried other things. Sounds like quite a few things, because that's usually my suggestion. If you don't like lifting weights, if you don't like going on the treadmill or going for walks, and try other things like swimming and whatnot. Sounds like you've done quite a bit of things. And yes, increased activity without a doubt is better for you. The big thing is for fat loss, you can do that with nutrition and nutrition alone, and it sounds like that is sustainable for you. Now, I guess the view you may have on activity is, maybe it is a flawed view, and I wonder, are you beating the hell out of yourself with all these activities? Are you walking miles and miles a day, running miles and miles a day, swimming until you're about to throw up? You know, I think a lot of people hit it way too hard, especially in the beginning, and don't focus on the consistency aspect. But it sounds like you've tasted quite a few things, and I wonder if you were to take it maybe a little bit slower with the knowing, hey, if I just did 5 minutes, that's better than nothing. And you'd be surprised how little it takes to truly maintain things. Even something like a 15-minute walk a day is plenty. So I think that people's perspective of how much they need to do is way overblown. I wonder if that might not be your issue here, but it sounds like you have enough awareness to know that you can't stand it. And I think it's huge to not do the things that you hate, to focus on the things that you enjoy. Now, before you start blogging, I do want to say, this does not mean that the thing that you're doing shouldn't be challenging, but you should not hate what you're doing. There's a big difference in challenging yourself and hating what you're doing, okay? You need to work. Again, if it's draining your happiness, it's not for you. And it's rare that you'll hear me say, don't work out, because of course that's good for you, but if you hate it, don't work out. If you're looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science where we do work out and we do focus on the nutrition, check it out in the pinned comment down below and in the description, because it's exactly what I do. To the Mental Fit Mafia, to the patrons, you see your name down here scrolling. I'm doing it the wrong way. Down here, scrolling. I appreciate you. Every one of you mean the world to me. Thank you for supporting. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing. Just be better than yesterday, every day.